Handicap?
Well, if you ask my wife, she'd say I have plenty. Cheers to that. I got the Sam Adams Summerfest, and I'm sure you have people tell you that you're good at it.
No. It's the
Okay.
firehouse. It's the firehouse banner. They just tell me I suck. I sound stupid. Welcome back to another Shift Change episode. Today, I got a real special guest. He produces some of the coolest golf accessories that you could have. He makes the golf game better. Jesse C, founder of Stogies and Bogies, also co-host of the Actually Friends podcast. Welcome to the crew, brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, you can tell. Beautiful day here in Northern California.
Yep, it's nice here in
How you been?
Mississippi.
How's your Mississippi? That's right. I've never been to Mississippi. I'm not sure that there's anything that has leaned or guided me to go to Mississippi for any reason. But I know that Yingling you can't buy west of the Mississippi, right?
We got Yingling here.
You guys do, but I think west of the
Oh,
Mississippi
west
you
of it.
can't.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
don't have that over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So congrats on that.
for sure. Is that your kind of your go-to? A darker type beer?
Yes.
Cheers.
I got the Sam Adams. Yeah, cheers to that. I got the Sam Adams Summerfest. So I'm pretty sure it's February. So I'm pretty sure it's an old keg.
Gotcha. Yep, I just got I'm sipping on Basil Hayden Subtle Smoke. So it always goes well with a good
Mm.
cigar.
Basil Hayden has a huge selection of flavors
They do.
and blends. Kudos to them for
Yep,
that.
I'm a big fan. So
Um,
how do you even tell everybody a little bit about yourself first before we get into how you even found the company? So
about myself. Okay. I started golfing maybe close to 10 years ago. And that just my buddies gave me a mix set of clubs. They sat in my garage for a minute. I went to the range with them, and then till I felt like I got it good enough to play the course, and which that was fun. But then once I got on the course, and you can like drink and drive and have a good time with your buddies on the course for 4.5, 5 hours, I
yep,
was kind of hooked after that. And thankfully, I feel like I picked it up pretty quick. So I was able to enjoy the game. I can see why people struggle with it and don't want to play ever again. I mean, I've had rounds
absolutely.
like that myself even now. So I just yeah. So I've been golfing for about 10 years and was worked at a manufacturing plant for 12, and that's where I started Stogies and Bogies pretty much on my lunch break.
On your lunch break, just stumbled upon a staple in my household now. Every round, I'll say
Yeah,
this.
I
I'll be
just
honest. Every round that I go out there, I've got. So for y'all that don't know, we're gonna get into it more. But he has cigar holders. I mean, how freaking cool is that? Like carved out a freaking golf ball, be able to hold your cigar. It's awesome. So 10 years
I
of
enjoy
golf.
it
How like
roughly.
handicap?
And yeah, handicap actually just updated it. Well, if you ask my wife, she'd say I have plenty, but it's it's at a 7.8 right now. It's at a
Okay, so we're about the
7.8 right
same.
now.
We're about the same.
Okay. All
I'm
right,
a,
we can we
I
can we can play a game. We can have a match.
yeah, I would perfect reason for you to come to Mississippi or for me to come to California. One of the two. Golf, kind of obviously you picked it up 10 years ago. Sports growing up, anything?
I I played basketball, but I never had the grades high enough to actually play in a team. But I always played basketball. I probably stopped playing maybe 5, 6 years ago. Every once in a while, I'll still pick up the ball and go to the park and see if there's any pickup games. And yeah, you lose endurance quickly on a basketball court if you don't play it for a little bit. Doesn't take much. And yeah, I after playing a couple of games, I realized that I need to have at least a Snickers or two so that I can snack on because my blood pressure or my blood sugar drops quickly. A lot more running than it looks like, a lot of jumping. I normally play center, so it's a lot of contact. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's pretty much the only thing. I they had golf at my high school. Never thought twice about it, and yeah, just kind of randomly picked it up. Honestly, it's blessed to have my buddies that wanted to keep hanging out with me outside of a party to want to golf with me. 4.5,
Yeah.
5 hours, and also thanks to that, I was just curious on this is how Stogies and Bogies started. I was like I said, I worked in a manufacturing plant, and I was just curious on what the inside of the ball looked like because I remember when I was little, I took a hacksaw to a golf ball and it had rubber bands inside. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but they used to make them out of wound rubber bands on the inside,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Me
I
and my
thought that
brother
that
used
was
to do the
still the
same thing.
case. I
We
mean,
would do. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Me and my brother would do
no,
the
no, you're
same thing
good.
with golf balls and baseballs. We try to find the little rubber core out of the baseball. So yeah, definitely, I know what you mean.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know baseballs did the same thing.
Yeah, we so if you undo a
But
baseball
yeah,
after you get off the cover, it's all just string and different types of string based off of what year it was produced and stuff like that. There's like thicker string and then smaller string, and then once you get to the middle, it's just a little rubber ball. And so we would just try to get the rubber
oh,
ball out
interesting.
eventually.
For my lunch one time, I grabbed the golf ball and just out of curiosity, I drilled inside of it, seeing what was on the inside. And somebody, I wish I knew who it was, so I can thank him and give him a free cigar holder. He was like, "Hey, you could put your cigar in there." I was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? You probably can." So then I started doing a lot of trial and error and grabbed my. Just started thinking and like, how can I actually make this into a cigar holder that's usable on the golf course? And there's a lot of very dangerous prototypes out there that they wouldn't let you in a prison with. that I tried, and it just kind of little by little. I was only promoting it on my personal page on social media, then drunkenly during wine tasting. I mean, we live in the Zen capital of the world, actually. So we went wine tasting, and towards the end of the night, my buddy, he's like, it needs its own. Not only does it need a name, it needs its own Instagram, it needs its own domain. So I don't know if I own them still, probably not. But I did have about five domains that are misspelled because we were kind of at the tail end of our wine tasting experience that I just kept buying the wrong domain. Like I kept misspelling it. I kept seeing it like, successful. And then I read it again. I'm like, oh man, we gotta do this again. It's like I lost like $100. I think they're like $20. So if you can find a domain out there that's pretty interesting, I'd suggest you buy it for $20 and then just hold on to it.
Yeah, I might have to do the
But
shift change podcast domain.
yeah, I would agree. So that's kind of how that started. And I didn't even go to college, so I don't know anything about business. It was just kind of learn as you go, and I've continued learning every single day as I go.
That's so awesome that you stumbled upon something that's so cool and so resourceful to so many golfers and just your casual, like you said, you and your boys go out, you just want to spend a couple hours on the course enjoying a good cigar. And it used to drive me nuts. So seeing people just put stuff on the ground never made sense to me, or they would lose it, or how, whether it was, people who used to smoke cigarettes, or but the cigars, like, you just paid $9 to $15 for a cigar, and either it got stepped on, it fell, it got crushed, whatever. So just to have an accessory to hold your cigar, whether it's with the magnet or the T or whatever, it's brilliant on your part. So I love it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. I agree. I feel the same exact way, especially, there are times where I forget to pack my own, like if I'll change bags and I'll forget to pack my own cigar holder that round. Like there's no way I can ever set that thing on the ground. And if my friends see me do that, they're like, wait a minute, what's going on
Yeah.
here? So that's why I learned the art of hitting the golf ball with the cigar in my mouth because it just doesn't leave my hand or my mouth anymore.
I'll say that's a skill that I have not mastered. I've played golf pretty much all my life. I honestly didn't start smoking cigars till around Katrina. Not Katrina, Jesus. I just got done
Mm.
talking to somebody about the Katrina. But COVID,
Oh, okay.
uh, but when COVID hit, I didn't have sports to bet on. I didn't have nothing to research. And so me and the wife are at the house, and I'm like, I need something to research. There's no sports. So I started researching cigars and whiskeys and stuff like that. And we'd sit out here on the back porch, and she ended up using like Cigars International, and she ordered me a monthly subscription because I didn't know what I liked and didn't like. and so they send 4 new cigars every month, and that's how I fell in love with cigars. Um, when I started the fire department, the captain I had, he smoked cigars, and I tried one back then, but never really fell in love with it. So a few years later, when COVID hit, that's when I fell in love with it. So it's been the perfect addition to my golf game. But I've never been able to master swinging with the cigar in my mouth because I just feel like I'm gonna suffocate myself or something.
It's definitely an art. It's like an inhale, exhale. Sometimes you gauge the wind. There's more to it than that. And then obviously as a round, if it as it gets later in the round, I don't even really care anymore. It just I probably inhaled more cigar smoke than I need to just from from making a point and putting with the cigar in my mouth.
Yep, just power through it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got tears running down my face, but I made the putt, so it's all good.
A well
But
worth
it's
three
fun. I'm
putt.
right. Yeah, I never four putt because I always pick up after three.
Smart man.
No, but it's been fun. I'm blessed enough to be able to partner up with with a few cigar companies. So speaking with them, they I've learned a lot about the cigar industry itself, and you know I like that you went with the cigar subscription because not a lot of people do that,
Yep,
and you did it. I think you did it the right way. Really exploring different types of cigars, even though because people do get scared about smoking a cigar with whether it's because it's $10 stick or because it's an 45-minute to an hour commitment, right?
for
And
sure.
if you don't know much about cigars, you're probably not going to buy one. Somebody's going to hand that to you, and you don't want to feel bad taking a cigar, not smoking it properly, and all that stuff. So it's a whole thing that goes with it. But I'm glad that you picked it up and are embracing it.
Absolutely. And I smoke one pretty much every shift when I'm at the firehouse. So we work 24-hour shifts. So whenever dinner's done, chores are done, whatever, I usually go out to the bay and I'll smoke a cigar. And we got the guys who will dabble in a cigar here and there, but they always feel bad. I'm like, bro, just take one. Like you're good. And they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like a $10 cigar. And what if I don't smoke it? I was like, I don't care. Like it's a brotherhood.
right.
Like we're enjoying our moment together. And like you said, it's to me, it's 45 minutes to an hour of like just peace, tranquility, like just being just relaxing. And I know I can have a drink with it when I'm at home. So it's the perfect blend that I've picked up. So,
No, yeah, and you're right. I mean, even though obviously on the golf course is a little bit different pace than it is when you smoke out in the bay with your brothers, but it definitely makes me slow down a little bit more on the course.
yep.
Sometimes I forget or I'm waiting and I'll probably won't light it till maybe the fourth, fifth hole, and I start playing better. I'm not saying it's because of the cigar, but I think like the slowing down and the looking forward to it, that it adds to the experience, and I just almost instantly start having more fun. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know if there's anything I had. It's probably just in my head. Obviously, just in my head, but I just it adds to the golfing experience to me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And I think it's because like we're kind of in that handicap range to where like some people expect us to be good. So we have a little bit of pressure. Even if we don't care about the round, we're not really playing for anything. Like people just expect us to hit the ball well. And then whenever we don't, so we get frustrated. But if we just light up a cigar or whatever, and it does just kind of just mellow you out, just kind of slow you down, like you said. So yeah, I agree 1,000%.
And I never even thought about the optics of it. But yeah, you're right. Even if they do recognize that you can move the ball, but you're out there smoking a cigar, you're like, yeah, this guy's out here just chilling. You know, I think I could do the same thing.
Yep, 100%. And I truly think that the golf course is the perfect, like, I don't know if domain's the right word, but like the perfect area for guys to go hang out or a business meeting or something, because that's 4 or 5 hours that you're truly getting to see somebody. You're getting to see how they react to certain adversities, if they really want to care about the golf game. If they're business people, like they can't fake it, like they can over a cup of coffee or something over 15, 20
Right.
minutes. So I love the golf course setting just for all aspects of friendship, fellowship, business. I love every bit of it.
Yeah, I mean it's a golf course. Well, I'm sitting here on like the 18th green here at Mickey Grove is right behind me, and I don't know why I don't come out here often enough or more often because I'm just look at this. It's a Friday evening. It's like a whole park, and you could just come out here hang out. They have a full bar. They have a kitchen. I've gone to golf courses just for the food sometimes, and just to go
Yep.
hang out on the back porch and watch people come in. And I don't think people realize how, not all of them obviously, but there's a lot of nice golf courses out there, and it's a whole vibe in itself.
Yep. We have a course that's literally right around the corner from our neighborhood that we're members of, and they're fixing to be in the process of rebuilding the clubhouse area, and they're going to add a restaurant to it, and the restaurant's going to have an outdoor patio, which is going to be right up on the like cart path of the number 10 tee box, and be able to see people come up hole 14 and 18. So it's going to be like the perfect setting to go out there and just hang out and
Oh yeah, that's nice. I like
yeah.
that. I mean, I like memberships. I like seeing families out here enjoying themselves. But well, I enjoy seeing that on a nice slow round, not when it's packed.
Yes, there's
When it's
nothing worse
packed
than
and
be
crowded,
having
I'm
a
like, you know what?
oh
Keep it moving.
yes, packed, slow, just it just ruins the mood. It really does. Like my
Yeah.
wife, she just picked up the game a couple years ago, and she absolutely loves it. The guys at the firehouse give me shit because they're like, she's the better golfer out of two of you. Um, but she'd be like, just calm down. Like, we're just out here enjoying the day. I'm like, yeah, but we're just hit and wait, hit and wait. Like, I love it when it's
Yeah.
just good flow to it.
When it's a good flow, some courses I don't mind waiting, but I don't like waiting 10 minutes for every shot. That's just ridiculous.
Yep.
That's when
So
I get
we,
frustrated at my shots because I know it's not really me. It's just, I mean, I guess it is, but you're icing me out every shot. So,
absolutely. We actually joined the VGA, which is the Veterans Golf Association. My dad was a veteran, and they have a family division flight. So we play in that, and it's just people throughout. It's all across the country, but it's cool to see just
hmm.
play with different veterans, whatever in the state. I qualified for regionals 2 years ago, and we were playing at a Robert Trent Jones course in Alabama. Uh, Literally a 7.5 hour round because it was so slow. People were taking it super serious. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst experience ever. I mean,
Seven and a
legit
half
seven and a
rounds.
half
I mean, you don't
hours.
even like during scrambles, you don't get 7.5 hours.
No, it was brutal. And it was August in Alabama, so it was like 100 degrees. There was like it was terrible.
Hard pass. I know the VGA. They sometimes, I don't know if it's every year, but we made some products for them. They played over here at the Olympic Club in San Francisco,
Awesome.
and
Yeah,
that
we
that was cool.
absolutely
That was
love
the
it.
first time I ever that was the first time I ever made it through the gates at Olympic Club, and then blessed enough to and I got invited to play, and it's a fun round. Great course, so obviously a lot of history to it, and pretty
Yeah.
prestigious. So that was nice.
My wife, she just qualified this past season in the VGA for nationals, and they had it at Olympia
Wow.
Falls, in Chicago. I think it's Olympia Falls. It's Olympia something. I'm pretty sure it's Olympia Falls. But anyways,
Okay.
beautiful course. Like Bryson DeChambeau won U.S. Amateur there. John Rahms won there. Jack Nicklaus has won there. Danielle Kang. So like all the big names have ever played there. It was super cool to see the grounds and the history and all the locker room, that everything's the same from like the 50s and 60s. So it was really cool experience.
So she picked it up pretty quick then.
She did. So we met in college. She played basketball. I played football. So she's got that athletic gene to her, and After COVID, she was like, "I want a hobby, something I can do that's athletic." Like you said, she didn't want to go play pickup games no more. She put like because her playing basketball, she has that competitive side to her. She didn't want to play pickup games because she always felt like, "Oh, am I in shape enough? I don't want to get hurt because I'm getting older." So she found golf and absolutely dove headfirst into it. So funny story, I actually bought her. She said I want to pick up a hobby. So I bought her a keyboard so she could play the keyboard, and I bought her a beginner set of golf clubs. She's never touched that keyboard ever, like not once.
You know, I've always wanted to learn how to play the keyboard or the piano. I mean, I don't know how similar they are, but I like the idea of a subtle flex. You know, when there's a random piano somewhere, and then
Absolutely,
you
that
just
was the
sit
whole
down.
reason. I agree. There's nothing cool. Nothing. That's the coolest party trick there is to be able to play the piano and
Yeah,
just drop a song real quick and walk away.
no one likes the guitar guy anymore. Um,
Uh.
you know, at a party, the keyboard or the piano is a move.
100%. So
But that's awesome.
that
I'm glad that she picked it up and you guys are able to do all of that. That's pretty cool. And she picked
it's
it up well.
yeah,
Most people take
she loves it.
years to enjoy it as much as she sounds like she does.
Yes, 100%. She's starting to get to that point where she gets frustrated because she expects to play better. Um, but yeah,
Hmm.
it's been perfect for us. Giving me a more excuses to go to the golf course, go to the range whenever she gets off work or whatever. Um, but yeah, like tomorrow we're gonna try to go play around. So there's nothing better than just spending a couple of hours out in the daylight and you know having that moment together where we're just not sitting in the house scrolling on Instagram or whatever. So, or I'm not editing videos.
Yeah,
So it's cool.
absolutely. I mean, you kind of inspired me to rekindle that. I know my wife, she'll come out with me every so often, and she'll just fill up her flask because she doesn't golf at all.
Okay.
She likes me being out here. I don't know if that's good or not, but she knows it's a part of the business too. So I kind of I kind of have to be out on the golf course. But she'll come out, and we'll enjoy the day. She'll fill up a little hydro flask with whatever drink she wants to have, and we'll just enjoy that throughout the round. Play some music, share some laughs, grab some dinner after. It's a good day.
It is. It's
What
perfect.
do you think? How do you think it would be as a first date? Whether they're golfers or not. Like, say one's a golfer and like, hey, let's
Oh,
do a first date on the golf course. I never even thought
if
about
I'm
this till
being
now.
honest, it's gonna go terrible. I think it's gonna go terrible because the guy is gonna try to impress. So then he's gonna play terrible and he's gonna get mad. So then he's gonna look like an asshole or a douchebag, one of the two. Or
Yeah.
she is gonna feel super pressured because of different dress codes, or you can't do this, or you can't play music too loud. However, wherever they may go. So I feel like that's a fine line of it can be a really fun date, um, but it can go south real fast.
I think you might have, as a guy, you might have to pitch it as a, maybe not as a first date, but it's a good reason to for girls to get an outfit, I guess.
True.
Because I know they're all about getting a new outfit, needing a reason to. Maybe not. They rarely need a reason to, but they always want to get something cute for the date. But I think it would actually be a, maybe because it's just how I am. I think like if my wife and I had a first date on the golf course, I think we would have a good time. Just because I know how we are.
Yeah. Do you think it'd be a better option to do like a driving range or a top golf versus the actual course?
Now that you mention it, yeah, that's definitely that's definitely the move. That is definitely the move.
Yeah.
But
So
do you enjoy top golf yourself or
I've played.
something like that?
I've gone. We just built a top golf here actually last year. I only did once before. I enjoy it. Uh, it's it's almost like bowling to me in the sense of you you want to have fun, you want to do it, but there's still that competitive side, and it ultimately takes over to where I'm trying to beat everybody, and then it's just not that fun anymore. So I do enjoy top golf though.
Okay. If you're anything like me, I have a feeling that you might get beat by people who don't golf.
all the time.
It just so
We
happens they happen to hit the shots, and we're so locked in or try to be
Yep.
that we end up missing every target and like, bro, I'm better than this. This isn't even real golf, guys.
Exactly. So we had a guy who left our department. He actually went. He just went to Las Vegas uh, fire department, and so we had a going away party for him. We all went to Top Golf, and like you said, guys who don't really golf are scoring higher than me. And I'm like, all right, next game when we play like Sonic or like Angry Birds or something that had nothing to do with golf, and we're just playing the games.
Yeah.
I'm like, so it didn't matter where I hit it. It was having a different experience just to change the mood up, so they didn't see if it was good or bad shots.
Yeah, I mean, I envy people who don't golf. Like that's their golf, right? That's their outing because looking at them really enjoy not to sound like a jerk or anything, but watching them enjoy a very mediocre shot, I'm like, that's like pure joy right there. I
Yep.
wish I can feel that same type of happiness with that shot.
That's been the best part of my wife learning to play, is that I've learned to be more calm because I can see her having that true joy of just being out on the course and the ball just going forward. And uh and not all bad shots have bad results. And that's one of the biggest things. Like she would just like skull one and end up on the green. I'm like, are you kidding me? She was like, hey, sometimes it goes my way.
Yeah. No, and that's I've been playing lately I've been playing with a lot of different groups. So it's I kind of have my core group of guys that we play and we rotate and whoever can make it. But I've been playing with a couple of different groups and just been introduced to different people, different paces of play and attitudes, and for the most part, it's mostly that. It's people just happy that the mall goes forward.
Yep.
And it's not it gets to I've even played with people who almost don't even keep score, not because they're bad, but they're just, I'm just here to hang out with you guys.
Yep. It really is a fun experience when it can get to its purest form.
Mhm. Well, I think
So do you
yeah, no, you're right, you're right.
so do you have a cigar that you prefer, like a Maduro or a Connecticut? Maybe not specifically a brand, but just a style.
I usually do a Connecticut and a Maduro. I do a Connecticut and a Habano, pretty much every round.
Okay.
I'll blow through the first one. I like to start it with the Connecticut, and it's not always, but that's typically how I do it. I like to start it with the Connecticut, and then I'll switch over to an Habano. And even
Nice.
like right now, I'm smoking Outcast cigars, and they have a sweet wrapper. And I know sometimes, cigar purists they look down on a sweet wrapper, but I really do enjoy them.
Yeah.
It still has a
Yeah.
good enough kick to it to where it still doesn't take away my man card.
For sure. Yeah, I'm actually smoking a Drew. I love Drew Estates cigars. Like they have phenomenal cigars, and they have that flavor profile to them, like you're saying. But this
Yeah.
Tabac Especial, I love it. Just that little like
Oh yeah.
chocolatey, creamy taste. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're made for, obviously there's a market for 'em, people like them. It's
Yep.
just, but I will say if I go to a lounge or somewhere where I know there's some cigar enthusiasts, I probably or aficionados, I probably won't grab something sweet. I'll go something a little stronger and I guess try to show my dominance. But I don't mind a sweet cigar. Honestly, I don't mind. Like I don't know if you've tasted the like the Fat Bottom Betties by Drew
Yep.
Estates, I believe.
Yep.
I mean, those pack a punch. I mean, they're sweeter than most, I think, and they'll still probably lay you on your back.
Yeah, they're I agree. So going back to the company before we you know, deviate too far off the road, the cart path.
Hmm.
Um, so you said lots of trial and errors. Was the golf ball the only prototype? Like, was the
Yeah.
golf ball the thing? And then how did you stumble upon I mean, it seems so simple to just put I mean, I don't know what, basically a spike, a rod in the middle,
Yeah.
and then have
A
either a
pin in the
magnet,
middle.
a pin in the middle, and then either having a magnet or a T. For y'all that don't know that, I'm gonna take it off the mic here for a second. So the ball has a magnet, or you can screw the T in to it, and it works the same way. It's genius. Um, did it did it just naturally fall into production? Was there like how long did it take for you to like? Obviously, you're always trying to refine your craft, but till you were like, "Hey, this is it," and this, and then I'm gonna make this better. And then was your main market like social media? Like how did it grow?
Yeah, social media. Well, we'll start with the first part. Yeah, it was always a golf ball. It was always going to be a golf ball. I Up until now, I'm still making them myself. So I like the handmade aspect of it. It makes it a little bit harder to scale, but I still do like that part of it.
Yeah.
And the pin in the middle, that was there from the beginning because the first time I used it, I I knew the cigar wasn't going to stay on, right? So there are other cigar holders on the market, obviously, and none of them had a pin in the middle. So I was like, "Well, this is I call it a stabilizing pin, just to kind of hold the cigar. You can bounce around. Your golf cart's not going to fall off. Although usually, if I'm driving, I have the cigar in my hand. I do tell people that, like, hey, my cigar fall off when I'm bouncing around. Like, well, I that may be a flaw, but also it should be in your hand when you're like driving around.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was always a ball fall. Pin was there from the beginning. The magnet, in my opinion, came a lot later than it needed to. I didn't even think that we can manufacture something like that, the magnet with the stud in it.
Hmm.
So once I found out that we could do that, I was like, let's get this out as soon as possible. And for the first 2 months after announcing the magnets, we sold more magnets than cigar holders because everybody who already had a cigar holder wanted the magnet.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew that it was definitely a good choice to put our efforts into that. And now every cigar holder that we sell, pretty much they'll buy the magnet with it because it just makes sense.
100%.
And that's usually the main way I use it. The second way that I use it the most is, you take off the T, you can take off the magnet too, and I like to set it on the ball holder on the golf cart. That's very clean, very simple for me. And then I forgot what the second part.
The social media aspect of it,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like how you grew the
It
business.
was yeah. It's always been through social media. It's a challenge to promote anything with a cigar in it, because of tobacco laws and you can't advertise for that stuff anymore. So it's through social media, it's through word of mouth, it's through email marketing, it's through going to as many events as we possibly can and being a part of that world. And all of that combined, it just kind of put us where we are now. But we're always looking for different ways to be able to market what we do. And it gets difficult, but at the time, it's still very enjoyable. And I enjoy finding ways to be creative to be able to market the different things, even different products, right? Like it's not just the cigar holders. We have humidors, we have this, we have that. At first, it was just so that the website wouldn't look so blank and we only had one product. But then it became really fun to try and find new things to to market or to sell with our brand it with our logo on it. And I think
Hmm.
that came down to items that I would buy for myself. Like I would actually like everything that I sell. It's usually in my bag. It's because I enjoy it myself. So I would assume that
Yeah.
most people who enjoy the brand, enjoy the company, enjoy it themselves. And it seems to have worked. Again, I know nothing about business or marketing or strategy. It just kind of the way it runs.
Sure. Give the people what they want. Like you said, if I
I
feel
guess
like
so.
I want it, give them what they want. But yeah,
Yeah,
the
I bought
humidor,
it.
the leather case, that whole concept is genius. And then you format it to where it almost looks like it's has some golf etiquette to it, which is great.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, I guess you're right.
Because like players got their players who have like yardage books and stuff like that. They always had kind of have like a leather case to it. So like that to me, when I saw that, I thought that was genius on your part to kind of keep it golf etiquette, fun, but not super flashy. Not like hey, look at me type thing, like some golf brands like to do.
Right. No, and I appreciate that. It was in a sense something that we saw, or yeah, that we saw. We didn't market it as that. Or just again, it was just like I like this. This is something that I would use, and like you said, it's not flashy. It's nice enough to go on the golf course, and it's nice enough to pretty much take anywhere.
Yep.
Although it looks like a Bible. People tell me sometimes when I walk into a party with it, they're like, "Oh, you bring your Bible with you?" And
Yeah, you got a problem
my
with
buddy
it?
Jake, right? And then my buddy Jake, he gave me the idea to like put a Bible frame on there and then put Holy Smokes on the front. Sold a few of those, and then it felt bad after a few. I had to tithe my my earnings to for that.
When did you start the company? What year?
It's been a while. It's 2018 is when we started,
Awesome. So probably about 8 years
and
now.
yeah, I still had a job for a few years, and then once they told me that I couldn't use their tools for Stogies and Bogies, then I ended up quitting. And it was at an interesting time because I was making like we were doing well, but again, I didn't know anything about business and the way the waves work. So as soon as I quit my job, maybe like a month or two after, it just sales went down. I was like, what am I supposed to like? Did I make the right decision? You know,
Pure
and I
panic
think
on
I
your
did
part,
now.
probably.
Oh yeah, I mean, had to dip into like 401k and this and that, and but we made it through. And then little by little, every year, every week, every day, we're learning something new. And that's a huge part of it, and it's a lot of fun too. I mean, there's a lot of panic to it, but once you get out of it, there's so many things that we've gotten in and out of that it it's interesting to be in a position and then just thinking, we're gonna get through it, and it's gonna be fun to look back on it.
Yeah. Just having that support from the family, the so wife, business partners, whoever it may be, but then also having that ability to bet on yourself, willing to risk it for yourself and
Hmm.
understand that your vision, like you want to see it through. And that I commend you for that.
I appreciate it, and actually, yeah, you're absolutely right. Friends and family, my wife. I mean, probably the one that feels it way more direct than anybody else, right? When you have a bad
Yeah,
week, you have a bad month, everybody in the household feels it. So thankfully blessed to have her there with me and my friends and family too. Whenever I need their help with anything, they're right there.
that's awesome. Yeah. I uh I say it all the time. Like the guys at the firehouse like to give me shit because they'd be like, "Your wife is way cooler than you," but she's the backbone. Like she's been with me since day one. So before I was a firefighter, I was a strength and conditioning coach for the local college that we actually went to, and I was a graduate assistant. So I was only getting paid $300 a month, and
Wow.
there was no way we could survive on just my salary. So she was the job that she has now. She was just entry level. So her family, her they provided us with. We stayed upstairs of her grandfather's house. He had like a one bedroom apartment up in his attic. So that helped with rent. And then she was. I mean, I always say when she was there with me and willing to fight with me through the times where I had nothing, So now that we have stuff and we've kind of stabilized ourselves and being able to enjoy our time together, there's it's so much better that it's one of those things you don't have to worry about. Um, is she questioning like me starting a podcast? Is it dumb? Like no, she's got she supports me and she's my backbone to toss around ideas and be willing to continue to stack those chips in our favor. So
Yeah, I mean, and to trust you in that way, right? It takes a lot of trust to put pretty much her life in your hands when you're making a switch like that,
yeah.
or her livelihood, right? No, yeah,
So
good.
how
I
did
mean,
you go ahead?
yeah, like hats off to her and hats off to you too. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So how did you transition to so you've got a product that you like, you're starting to see some growth, you're seeing some production. Um Now I see you all the time at events, putting tents up, being sponsored. Like how does that ball even roll? And then for those that are watching, how can they even inquire about you coming to an event or having a tent or things like that?
I mean, frankly, we if you want the product at an event, that's kind of our bread and butter, right? Because we customize our products. So we sell to these events and we try to make it worth their while. Not only is the product good, but we pitch it as we're going to be there too. You're not just
Yep.
handing the players a product. And you know, 'cause I'm sure you've been to a lot of tournaments where they just hand you a swag bag. You won't even look at that till you get home.
Yep.
And so we try to do activations where everybody, you know, gets a cigar, gets cigar holder. Every once in a while, we add some stuff to that bag tags, custom, you know, personalized bag tag. We personalize on the spot. So that was something that we started doing last year because after so many events that I did, I'm like, I like the personalization stuff. I like the activations. I like to see that myself when I go to events, and I like them to be fun and not something like I no hate on anybody, but I don't want a bag with 5 T's in it. I want a product that I'm going to actually use
Yeah.
and that's worth it. So that's how we started pitching it, and because we were already doing that. So once we started really presenting it as that, then we were able to get into more events. And then as far as like events that aren't really tournaments, they're just kind of golf related. Like say somebody wants to have us somewhere. That I'm not sure how I fell back into that. I think I mean maybe don't judge me on this podcast, but I think people enjoy having Stogies and Bogies somewhere, you know, and having a presence. So then
Yep.
I guess at some point that becomes marketable, and that's when we get asked to come out to certain events. I didn't necessarily want to make that transition or plan to, but it just kind of happened.
Yeah, it's nice when it organically happens and it everybody uh you create a memory and you create an experience for people that are in that tournament. And that's what I love watching you on social media and all the stuff you post. Because it truly feels like people are when they're in the moment at your events and your tents and stuff like that, they truly appreciate everything and the commitment and the time and effort that you're putting into it. And you're creating those memories rather than like you said, just getting a swag bag with a sleeve of golf balls and maybe a koozie or something. So yeah, y'all are doing it the
Right.
right way. So keep it up.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And that's just what we would try to do is create a community. I mean, we've been putting together small tournaments, maybe 36 to 48 players, you know, here in the area. And thankfully they've been selling out within a week. So
Wow, that's awesome.
that's a part of the community aspect that we're trying to do. It just and it's a lot of the same people with a few new faces, and that's fun because it's all kind of here within maybe 30 miles. So we're switching different courses and we're just having events, and we're able to bring on some companies to have like cigars, you know, the food, the alcohol. and then just keep it small, nothing crazy. You're not gonna have you're not gonna have an activation on every hole. You probably won't even have an activation on any hole, but you're gonna show up, you're gonna have some breakfast, have a cigar. We're gonna have some prizes and a lot of cash prizes, and you get to hang out for 5 6 hours. It's not gonna be a super slow round, and you get to meet some friends. And it's because sometimes when you walk into a banquet after a full field tournament of 144 players, you're not talking to anybody. You're probably just hanging out with your foursome.
Yep.
But here it's so small that everybody kind of hangs out and you get to meet new people. I didn't really intend it to be that way. Again, I just kind of had an idea to have a tournament and I wanted to have a good time and have some really good prizes. And having gone to so many events, I know what I like at a tournament, and I feel that others would like what I like. So I just try to keep it like that. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm running around in circles, but it's a tournaments
No,
that we're going to try and do probably every other month.
that's awesome. Yeah, that business idea and concept would absolutely thrive out here. Um, I know you've never been to Mississippi, but we enjoy having a good time down here. Um, People like to drink their beer, smoke their cigars, play their golf, play their music, and it's everything that what y'all provide. Everything that every player, every scramble team would absolutely want in their Saturday or weekend event. So you're keep doing it, keep
Yeah,
killing it. You're doing it the
and
right way.
and we try to
So
make it. No, thank you. We're going to try and do this as often as we can, and because we don't have any charities attached to it, so it's hard to get sponsors to it. So a lot of the prizes, a lot of the entry fees, just goes directly back to the tournament. I mean, I don't even know what a profit from one of these tournaments looks like because we're not able to do any type of ads. This is kind of our community ads, having these tournaments and having everybody come in. And I like
that
them
makes
to
sense.
see exactly where their I like them to see where their entry fee went to.
Them knowing where their entry fee went to is huge because anybody who wants to pay money for an event, they don't want to just throw it away. Essentially,
Right. I mean, charities are one thing and you want to give money back, and that has its own place. That's not what we're doing necessarily, at least not at this time. That might change. And it definitely helps when it comes to sponsors. But for the time being, I think that we're just gonna keep it like this unless an opportunity lands on my lap, as it seems like it always does.
so heat check time. We're gonna do a heat check segment. Rapid fire
Okay.
questions. All right. Morning tea time or afternoon tea times?
Afternoon tea time.
Cart or walk?
Ooh, that's a 60-40. It's gonna be mainly cart.
Okay. We briefly talked on it earlier. Maduro or Connecticut?
Maduro.
Pebble Beach or Augusta?
Augusta. It just that was easy.
Sure. Um, Cigar size on course. Do you prefer a small cigar or like a big 60 gauge?
56 by 5. I'm good with that. I'm good with a couple of those. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, just like that 56 wedge.
Exactly. Got it right here.
Jesse, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you carving out, an hour of your day. I know it's hard for you to go sit in that beautiful weather out in that golf course and smoke a cigar and have a drink, but it's much appreciated. We're definitely gonna have to do it again. Get together. Either I come to one of your events, or you come out to Mississippi and I host you out here.
That'd be dope. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. I know this kind of happened out of nowhere, but I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad we can be able to have these type of platforms to meet new people and help one another. Spread our how our journey got to where we are now, and then be able to have cigars and golf to bring us together. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. Enjoy the weekend. And well, hopefully your wife beats you here soon.
I wouldn't doubt it. She's probably gonna light it up tomorrow. We're gonna end this episode like we do every episode. Everybody goes home. Everybody comes back. Be the reason somebody shows up to their next shift. This is shift change.